Welcome to the Performance Enhancing Podcast. It's like steroids for your brain. A podcast for people looking to live life at their peak potential. Chock full of real-world tools and knowledge that you can apply in your life today. By providing you with a lens into the lives, beliefs, practices, and actions of those who are already living extraordinary lives, the Performance Enhancing Podcast will help you shift your mindset or create that change in your daily rituals and habits so you can explode with success in the areas of life that are most important to you. So get ready for another dose of Performance Enhancing Podcast with SatoriPrime. Here's your host, Elon Ferdman.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Pep Talk with your host, Elon Ferdman. And we're about to dive into part 2 of my interview with James Swanwick. And I know I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little cute interlude with Shia coming and disrupting the interview. And we're going to start with James doing his ESPN announcement voice. So enjoy that. Like I told you, I'm a bit jealous of his voice and accent, I have to say. We switch gears in this one. James and his brother, ironically enough, are launching a new product-based business. And it's all about helping you get better sleep, better health through sleep. So I don't want to say what it is. I'm going to actually let him unravel the whole bit for you. And we just talk about the challenges of getting something like this launched, what that experience has been like for them, etc. And then at the end, we have a very funny interaction. I actually asked him if there was anything that I should have asked him. And that kind of leads, being that he was an interviewer, leads to him actually giving me a very nice compliment and then just a very, very interesting conversation. So stick to the end and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Hope you're having a great day and we'll speak soon.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Center. James Swanwick here alongside Elon Ferdman, here to take you into the weekend with a smorgasbord of sports. Let's start with the NFL.
That's really good. You just turned that right on, huh?
Just turn it on. I mean, I loved it when I'm a massive Denver Broncos fan, and it was when I was hosting the show, it was right around when Tim Tebow was going crazy in Denver with all these miraculous wins and stuff. And my producer had to call me into the office a couple times because I got overly excited when I was doing the highlights of Broncos games because I kept saying, and it's Tebow time in Denver. It sounds kind of ridiculous with an Australian accent, I know, but it was like
Tebow was like, I found my biggest fan.
Yeah, he's an Australian guy on SportsCenter.
Yeah. All right, so let's just tell people where they can find the 30-day challenge, and then kind of what it entails, so we can prep them a little bit for it.
Yeah, so the URL of the website is 30daynoalcoholchallenge.com. Here's what happens. You come into this group. I'm going to send you an email every day with a video giving you a tip on how you can stay the course and not drink for 30 days. For example, day 1, I'll say, this is what you say to your friends when they say, go on, just have one drink. Day 2, I might say, here's what you should drink instead of alcohol. Day number 3, it might be, this is what you do when you feel the need for a drink. Day 4, maybe, this is what you do on a Saturday and Sunday morning now that you're not hungover. Day 5 might be me interviewing some people who've had a lot of success with it, who've changed their life around from reducing or quitting alcohol. So you'll get that. You also go into a closed Facebook group where it's a really positive group of people who are all doing the challenge around the world with you. We've got people in the UK, Australia, throughout the US, Canada. You can share your experiences. You might want to drink at one point. You go into the Facebook group and say, oh man, it's Friday night. I'm really wanting a drink right now. You'll get like 20 responses from people saying, no man, you don't need it. Just go and change your state, breathe in, drink water. People take photos of their food, of their non-alcoholic drinks. People take photos of their weight loss. It's a really, really supportive community. I'll tell you what it definitely is not. It's not Alcoholics Anonymous where you go, I'm an alcoholic and my life sucks and I've got a real problem. I don't deal with those people, not because I don't want to. It's just I don't understand that world. I was never an alcoholic. If you're listening to this and you think you're an alcoholic, maybe I can help you, but I'm not telling you that I can. Maybe you need more professional help. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're someone who wants to live life at an 8 or 9, you're being held back, try 30 days without alcohol. Do it by yourself if you don't want to join my program. But come into my program and I'll help you along the way. You'll get this great community and you'll kick ass afterwards, I promise.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest problems for people to fulfill on something is lack of accountability. We are the biggest weasels in letting ourselves out. So what right now with a couple of guys that we're doing the Wim Hof breathing method. And I just knew it's like a 10-week thing. And I was like, if I do this on my own, it ain't happening. Like I might make it through week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. But like at some point we're like, whatever. So we gathered up, I think it was about 8 of us, and we're doing it together. And it's just such a difference maker when there's like-minded people going on the path with you and going through it with you. And I'm sure some people are way past their 30 days in that group as well, right?
I got one guy who's at like 147 days. Every day he posts and they're going, I'm at day 147. Other people, they go back to drinking on day 31, but they do it at such a reduced rate compared to when, before they did the challenge. And they go in there and they post, and they very happily said, I enjoyed a glass of wine last night. It was awesome. Everyone's like, right on, cool.
Yeah.
It's not like you drink and you're like, oh, you failed. Well, you failed if you drink for 30 days, obviously. I mean, failure, whatever, you can use that word. It's just, what I do is see what it's like. See what it's like on the other side. And Charles Duhigg wrote a book called The Power of Habit. And he's done all these studies and proven that the real change comes in groups of other people. That's why we have the closed Facebook group. That's why I know Elon has a community and a membership group for his programs, because accountability and groups of people doing the same thing as you is what helps you stay on course.
Yeah. So let's completely switch gears. Okay. Because I know you're always into performance, productivity. And one of the things, you just started a business with your brother, right?
Yeah, I did. I copied your business model of doing business with brothers.
Be careful.
Yeah, I started a business with my youngest brother, Tristan. I'm 40. He's 36. He lives in Brisbane, Australia. I live in Los Angeles. For the first few months, we just started it over Skype, and now he's physically here with me in LA at the moment. He flew over, and he's been here a month. So to optimize your sleep, well, first of all, let me just start by saying your sleep patterns are very much disrupted by being addicted to electronics. So if you're staring at your cell phone at nighttime, you're on your computer at nighttime, you're looking at a TV screen, the blue light that comes from those devices is messing with your sleep patterns, okay? If you've ever laid in bed and before you go to sleep, you're on your cell phone looking at checking email or Facebook or whatever, you are just messing with your sleep. I'm telling you, you may fall asleep 5 minutes later, but you're not falling into that deep REM sleep. Mm-hmm. So even if you're not drinking, and even if you're healthy and you're working out, you're undoing all that good by staring at a computer screen or a cell phone or a laptop or TV in the moments before you go to sleep. So what I did is I came up with this a pair of blue blockers. I'm going to put them on now. If you're watching on the video, this is an orange lens, and the orange lens blocks the blue light. They're blue blockers. You've heard of these things before. So my brother and I became such enthusiasts of this, so we started wearing these things, and our sleep just improved out of sight dramatically when we put these damn things on 2 hours before we went to sleep. That I said, you know what, let's create a pair ourselves. These are stylish. Like the most of the pairs you get at the moment are these big, ugly work.
Oh, they're horrible.
They're terrible.
I have one right here. Hold on.
Have you got a pair? Let's have a look.
These are more computer ones, the Gunnars.
Oh, yeah. You look like that guy, that pop singer dude with the big hair.
It's like a dweeb. I mean, like, I would love to wear them on video, but I can't. It's just the terror. I'm like, that's not a good look.
Yeah. And so that was the thing. I'm a bit of a vain bastard. So I was like, I can't wear these damn safety goggles out on the town. If I'm in a bar or a restaurant or whatever, how the hell am I going to, get the effect of blocking the dangerous artificial light while still kind of looking stylish? So I put the orange lens in kind of like a reading glass, kind of night glass frame, and this is the result. So, people who try these on, their sleep improves. They fall asleep quicker. They get into a better sleep. It blocks that blue light. You can also get an app on your laptop called f.lux, or your computer, f.lux, which reduces the brightness level when the sun goes down in wherever you are in the world. That helps as well. I'd be happy to give you a few more tips on sleep in general if you want.
Yeah, I just want to point out that one of the reasons there's a lot of blue light around us, LED bulbs, TVs, all that stuff, and it actually messes with your body from a standpoint. It tells the body that it's still daytime.
Yeah, circadian rhythm. Yeah, messes with circadian rhythm.
And then your melatonin levels drop. And so all these things that actually help you go to sleep naturally. I mean, there's such an epidemic right now of people that just can't fall asleep. And I do believe it's really this phone. I mean, I have an Android. So on the Android phone, the app I use is Twilight. And it just set like at a certain time, it just starts leveling on my computer. I have f.lux as well. I don't have it on TVs, and I was like, I actually every once in a while will watch TV a few hours before bed, and I probably should use the glasses, huh?
Yeah, I'll when we hang up, I'll send you a pair, Elon. I'll get you details, okay?
I'll start Instagramming them.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I call these ones Swannies. Now, my last name is Swanwick, so the nickname is Swannies. Ben Greenfield actually helped me came up with the name. Ben Greenfield from Ben Greenfield Fitness, who's a mutual friend of me, and Elon was telling me about the benefits of blue blocking glasses in general. And I said, I'm going to call these glasses Swanics. And he says, like Swannies, because of my nickname Swanee. And I'm like, that's even better.
Mm-hmm.
So they're called Swannies.
Where can people get them?
Yeah, if you go to swanwicksleep.com, or you can just type in Swannies on Amazon. They're available on Amazon. You can grab them, SWANNIES. But I'm going to send you a pair, Elon, and you can tweet it out or put it on Instagram or whatever, and you'll be the most stylish blue blocking guy out there.
I love it. You were actually wearing them at the event, and I was like, what are you, like a rock star or something? And that's I remember that's when we spoke about it. Tell people, because I think this is really important for people to understand. We spoke about it with the alcohol, but I spoke to Tony Horton from P90X and Beachbody the other day, and he was saying that that's one of the biggest difference makers for him in his life and aging well and being as healthy and vibrant as he is sleep.
I mean, let me just use the same analogy that we did with the alcohol, right? We were saying that your sleep was disrupted because of alcohol, and we went down that rabbit hole of how it affects your life. You can do the same thing here. If your sleep is disrupted in any way, if you're not getting 7 or 8 hours, or even if you are getting 7 or 8 hours, but it's poor quality sleep, it's not the deep restorative sleep that you should be having, this is what happens. You wake up irritable. You snap at your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your kids. Your relationships start to suffer. You get angry when you're stuck in traffic. You get pissed off at little things in life. When you're pissed off in life, you're not as productive. You're not as clear-headed. When you're not as positive, you're not attracting positive people into your life. When you don't have positive people in your life, you've got negative people in your life. When you've got negative people in your life, you're not as productive, you're not as happy, and it's a vicious cycle again. When you don't sleep very well, what do? You eat crap food to give yourself a temporary energy boost. Mm-hmm. What happens then? You put on freaking fat. You start becoming a fat bastard. And then when you're a fat bastard, you start craving even more sugar and carbs. And it all started because you were up late at night on your damn cell phone posting an Instagram post while lying in bed in the dark.
Yeah.
So,
and you probably bought a bunch of crap on TV that you absolutely do not need.
Well, look, ironically, I agree with you. Like watching TV can be a waste of time. But ironically, when I first stumbled across blue blocking, the science behind it, it was exactly a year ago, Elon, and I was watching Mad Men. I'd never watched Mad Men, that show on AMC. Yeah. And I was watching it on like a marathon, and I had these ugly blue blocking safety goggles on and f.lux. So I'm watching Mad Men in bed wearing these goggles and with f.lux on. So I've watched the whole episode of Mad Men in like a perpetual orange.
Yeah.
And I found myself falling asleep halfway through the show. The show was brilliant, but I was falling asleep because my brain thought it was nighttime because I was wearing these damn goggles. Now I just look a lot more stylish doing it.
Now I just fall asleep looking like a badass.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. So what are you guys doing right now to promote and market them?
Yeah, well, we only launched on Black Friday. So launched, just so recently. We've been working on it for about a year, but we just launched. So I've been talking about it on my podcast, The James Swanwick Show, and iTunes. I've been putting out on Instagram. Swanwick Sleep has its own Instagram account now. I did a photo shoot with some pretty Hollywood models here, which have been pushing out. Ben Greenfield from Ben Greenfield Fitness loves it and is promoting it. Brandon Carter, who's a great health expert who has a million subscribers on YouTube, believes in it as well and has tested it out, and he's promoting it. So from a business point of view, it's a little bit of a challenge to convince the mainstream. At the moment, it's kind of nichey, like only really dedicated health people understand it and are embracing it. So my challenge as a businessman and an entrepreneur ongoing is to try and get the message out to the masses. So in the short term, what I'm doing is just trying to educate as many people through my own social media channels, through my podcast, through emails. And long term, I really want to make this like a huge thing, not just for the sake of my own business, but like you're talking about how you want to leave a legacy in the world and you want to have the most good and help the most people. I mean, I'm helping people quit alcohol and I'm helping people sleep better, which is going to improve their lives. That makes me feel good. That's the best motivation. And hopefully I'll get paid handsomely for it along the way as well, right?
I think the more value you add to the world, the more your bank account feels that. So absolutely. By the way, we'll talk after. I have some ideas and people that you should definitely talk to kind of blow this up.
Awesome. Thank you, Elon. Yeah.
We'll do that. All right. Let me ask you our kind of final question here, which is that cliche of I wish I knew then what I know now. So we may have touched on it and you can repeat that, or if there's something else that, you just kind of wish that you would have known when you were younger, what would that thing be?
Well, this sounds completely different than what most people will tell you, but I wish that I had worked a little harder in my early 20s. And by that, I don't mean that I wish I'd worked really, 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 really hard. I just wish that I'd worked a little bit more. I wish I'd understood finance and money and entrepreneurship earlier on. What I did was I traveled the world as a backpacker and I went to lots of countries and it was amazing. And I do not regret it for a second, but I wish that I had at the time bought Tony Robbins CDs and played it in my Discman. I wish I'd had cassettes. I mean, I'm aging myself now. I'm 40, but when I was 20, there was no podcasts.
Yeah.
There were no, smartphones, right? It was, you had to carry around a Discman with you. And so I would listen to music, right? But on overnight bus trips through Colombia, on long journey plane rides. I wish that I had forced myself to understand how to save, how to invest, how to start a business, how to buy real estate while I was traveling the world. So I wish I could go back to my 20-year-old self and say, you know what? You're about to have a great trip through Europe and South America and Asia. Enjoy it. But you know what? In all of those travel times where you're doing nothing, stick some headphones in and listen to Tony Robbins, listen to Elon Ferdman, listen to Ben Greenfield about health, follow Dave Asprey on health, listen to some of the great real estate teachers, listen to Ty Lopez, who's a great mentor and friend of mine about building information products. Just learn instead of just watching a crappy, bus movie like Harry Potter or something that they're playing to try and kill the time, or stop watching the movies and the seat in front of you on the overnight plane. Listen and learn about finance, about money, because right now at 40, Elon, even though I'm doing better than I've ever done, I still feel like I'm playing catch up because I didn't learn that stuff in my early 20s.
Yeah, it's so funny. When people ask me, I had one guy ask me that question and that was exactly my answer.
Really?
Yeah, cool. Exactly. And the way I said it was, I just wish I had the bug of passionately learning earlier.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I just spoke to a buddy of mine and he's like, he found Dave Asprey like 3 weeks ago after listening to my stuff for God knows how long. He's like, I finally did the bulletproof thing and it's, oh my God, it's amazing. And this, and he's like, how do I work with him? I'm like, dude, you've been doing this for 3 weeks. What we kind of boiled it down to, it's he got his passion back from learning. He's spending his mornings now listening to podcasts, reading books. Your brain just lights up. It's like, you feel younger, you feel more alive, more energized, more passionate. It's like I sat when I had my finance job, I was cocky and thought I was really good at it. And I never picked up a marketing book. I never picked up a sales book. I never did anything. I was just good at it, right? So I produced a result and I was like, whatever, I'm good. I know what I'm doing. And if I had done half, a tenth of the education I do today back then, that business would have been 5X, like easily 5X. So I think if someone can be passionate about learning, I don't give a shit about what, you're going to be great. So yeah, I could not agree with that answer more.
And the best time for you to start is now.
Well, that's the second best time in my book. The first time would have been 10 years ago, but you don't have that ability. So now is the second best time.
From this point on, the best time is now.
Is now, exactly. Brilliant, man. So is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you?
That's a great question. And I got to tell you, you're a very good interviewer. You've asked good questions.
Thanks.
So well done, sir. Anything that you should have asked me that you didn't? Well, what would have been a good question would be, James, what are you fearful of? Like, what's your greatest fear, or what fears do you have? Because then that would really elicit a really interesting answer. It would give more of an insight into my personality. I mean, I've interviewed, Al Gore, David Beckham, and Tom Brady, and Magic Johnson. I used to hang out. Tom Brady! No, I'm a Broncos fan, so I'm very happy that we crushed him. The Broncos crushed him earlier this season. But yeah, asking questions like, what was your lowest low and what was your highest high? They get really good answers, and they can really dive into someone. So you want to give it a shot with one of those questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, ask me.
What was your lowest low?
All right, let me think about that. That's a tough question.
I only asked a tough question.
I'll tell you when my lowest low was. My lowest low was after I'd done my first audition for Sports Center, and I completely botched it. I sat there, I had a panic attack. I looked into the camera and I said, "Hello, welcome to Sports Center. I'm James Swanwick. Coming up tonight, we have the NFL," and I just completely destroyed it. And there was about a 2-minute walk from the studio to the producer's office on the other side of ESPN headquarters. And in that 2 minutes, it was like I was walking to the guillotine, because I'd been building up for this moment to crush this audition, and I just completely destroyed it. And I went in there, we looked at the tape, and he went, "Nah, you look too wooden. No, that's not good. And what's with the 5-day beard? You look like Don Johnson from Miami Vice," because I hadn't shaved. And I was like, "Oh, shit." He goes, "Yeah, but listen, thanks for coming in, but yeah, it's not going to work out." And in that moment, I was like, this is a pivotal moment in my life. I feel like shit right now, because I've been dreaming of this moment for 20 years. And I had two choices. One, walk out of there with my tail between the legs, or two, do anything I can to get a second shot. So I chose the latter, and I said, "Listen, can I come back tomorrow and just give it one more go? I'll just stay another night. I'll get a hotel down the road. I'll come back. Just give me one more shot tomorrow. I reckon I can nail it tomorrow." And he went, "Okay, I respect that. Fair enough. Come back tomorrow." The next day I went back in. Guess what? I did. "Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Center. James Swanwick here." And it was better. It wasn't like perfect, but it was a hell of a lot better. We looked at the tape and he went, "Yeah, I like it. You look good. I'm going to put you on the air in 2 weeks." 2 weeks later, I was a Sports Center anchor on ESPN. And if you want to see me making my debut, just Google James Swanwick, how I bluffed ESPN. And that's blog post will come up on my website, and you can see a video of me doing the audition. You can see a video of me making the debut, and there's more of a story behind that. But the lowest low was the day before, and the highest high was when he told me that I had got that.
That's such a good story. Here's the follow-up question to that. What was the life lesson that you learned at that moment?
It was whatever obstacles come your way, whatever roadblocks are put in your way, you can go around them and you can go over them. Mm-hmm. You can either choose to you got two choices. You can just go, "Well, damn, there's an obstacle, there's a roadblock. That's the end of that," and you retreat. Or you can go, "You know what? I'm going to go around, or I'm going to go over. And if going around or going over is not possible, then I'm going to make the freaking way right through this."
Yeah.
It's okay to feel fear. It's okay to even feel cowardly in a moment. Okay. But in that moment, you have to make a decision. And the decision must be that you're going to press forward anyway. I know this is very cliche. I know we all say it in a roundabout way, but it's a cliche for a reason.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, just be bold. Elon talks about being bold all the time. Be bold. Move forward. Keep moving forward. Just do it. Whatever mantra you want to say to yourself, whatever mantra, for me, it's like, "Come on, James, just freaking do it." That's what I say to myself. That works for me. Whatever works for you, just say it and keep moving forward anyway.
Yeah, so brilliant. I mean, and again, it's. I think when we spoke on your podcast, we were talking about how few people would do what you just did, right? 99.9% of people walked out of that producer's office, beating themselves up, going like, "Oh, I fucked that up so bad." go drink for the next 30 days, right? Like, I don't want to remember that. And it just takes that one person. I mean, that takes balls, and that person appreciates balls. And then more than that, you come back the next day, you kill it. He's got this contrast thing where it's like, you were here, you improved this much in whatever, 24 hours. It's like, wow, this guy we can work with. And it's just what people are not willing to do that will always get them the results. It's just crazy.
It's true. Just be willing to do just a little bit more than the next guy. And it's Tony Robbins calls it 2 millimeters.
Yep.
That's it. The difference between being excellent and outstanding is only 2 millimeters. So just go 2 millimeters more, and you're on the fast lane to everything you want.
Brilliant, James. Appreciate it, man. It was absolute blast learning about you. Where can people find out more about you?
Yeah, if you just follow me on all social media, I'm James Swanwick. It's JamesSwanwick. It's spelled Swanwick. JamesSwanwick.com. James Swanwick on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. 30-Day No Alcohol Challenge is 30daynoalcoholchallenge.com. And if you want to grab a pair of the Swannies, just type in Swannies Blue Blockers in Amazon or go to swanwicksleep.com.
Awesome. We'll have all those guys for you in the show notes, and we'll see you on the next Pep Talk.
See you on.
Did you run through